Hey guys, it's Bethany with the Wandering Purl podcast, and welcome back to episode 25. So I have a finished object. Actually, I have a couple finished objects to share with you today. I also have a couple of works in progress and lots of life talk. So get something to drink, grab a project, and hang out with me for a little bit while we talk about all the things. I did forget to put up a question box because life has been crazy, so there won't be any questions and answer in this one, so it might be a little shorter. But I don't know. I could talk a lot about what we've been doing also, so we will see. But yeah, it's our last time here in Gig Harbor. We have absolutely loved being in Washington and are sad to say goodbye. But when this podcast drops on the 20th, it will be the day that we start our journey to Salt Lake. So if you are watching this on Thursday, July 20th, say a little prayer for us that things go smoothly and that we have a safe trip. Hopefully we'll be in Salt Lake by Friday. So we're only taking 2 days to travel there. But yeah, it's going to be a new place, a new background. I'm not sure what we're going to do about the background because I don't think it's going to be nearly as pretty as it is here, but we'll figure that out next month. So let's jump in and talk about my finished objects. So I did finish my salty air tea. As you can see, I am loving it. This fabric is amazing. Before I gush about it, let's go over some of the info and tell you all about it. So this is the Salty Air Tea by Samantha Gurin. It is stunning. It's got this beautiful lace at the top, which, disclaimer, I have already worn this and already spilled something on it, and I haven't had time to wash it again, so you may see a stain. Just ignore that. It's not there, okay? So this is so pretty. It's got the lace up top. It was meant to be a crop top, but I, of course, did not. I actually made it a little longer, so it's about as long as my Wisteria Bloom, and I also did a split hem, and I love this so much. I made the 5th size, and I'm really glad that I picked that size. I may have been able to do the 4th size in the bust, but I'm probably happy with what I have in this 5th size. The yarn I'm using is, I wonder if I have that. Hold please, and let's see. Okay, I found it. So this is the tag for the yarn that I'm using. It is Illimani, and this is in color 84, also known as Fawn. I absolutely love this yarn. This is my first time using it, I think. Although I'm curious if one of the first yarns I ever bought was this yarn, because I was using it in my Bluegrass Shawl, and it felt a lot like this, and I've never been able to remember what it was. I bought it in 2019 when I first started knitting, and I made my 3-color Cashmere Cowl by Hohi Locatelli, I think. I'll pop in a picture, but I think it might be the gray from that. Anyways, that's completely on a tangent, so sorry about that. But this fabric is amazing because it is 85% cotton and 15% baby alpaca. So it's really, really soft, really, really drapey, really, really amazing. I'm really loving it. So I used 243.5 grams, and that equaled 1,063 yards for this project. Again, I did make it longer than the pattern called for because I'm not a cropped girl. I need it to go down. I've had too many babies for that. So I used a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter needle, and then a US 2, 2.75 millimeter for the ribbing. This had a special cast on that I had never done before, but I really liked it, and I cannot remember what it's called at the moment, so I will put it on the screen for you, but I really, really enjoyed how that worked up and how that just looks, and how it worked. So I may be doing that again in the future. Sorry, I have something in my eye, but yeah, I really liked it. So this is so pretty. I got this done on the 5th, so the day that the last podcast came out, and I wore it when we went to Canada, which I'll talk about at the end, but I'll pop in a picture if it shows. I'm not sure if it shows. I took a photo with me and Brian and I was wearing it. I was wearing it all day, but so I did wear this when we took our trip to Canada, which was fun, and I was proud to be wearing it, and I got to go on a yarn shop and chat with them, and they were like, "That's so pretty," so that was nice too. But really liked this pattern. The lace was charted and written, very easy to follow, beautiful pattern, really quick knit. So if you're looking for a lacy top, I would definitely recommend this one. Sorry, it sounded like somebody was doing something. I have a full house today, so you might hear some background noise because there are people everywhere. Let me see, did I have anything else to write? Or anything else written down to tell you? I don't think so. I knit this in 2 weeks, so very quick, and I am glad to have it in my closet now. So I definitely might consider making this again, and I definitely want to use the yarn again because it is just so yummy. It's really drapey. I'll be interested to see how it wears over more washes and things. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So that's my first finished object, and I got to wear it to Canada like I wanted to, so that worked out. My next work in project I finished in just 3 days, and it was for Sock Week that is hosted by Nitty Natty, and it was such a fun week. I have just not been into socks recently. I have so many socks, and I've just really been into garments, so it wasn't something that I was like really looking forward to. I was looking forward to participating in Sock Week, but not in making the socks. So I made them pretty quickly. I made one whole sock in 1 day, and then I made the next one over the 2 days, obviously. So it took me 3. But I got them done, and I was using yarn that my swap partner in the Love and Stitches had sent me, Shelly. So that was really fun to kind of see her socks, see my socks, and make them together as well. So let me show you the socks real fast. So these are my socks. They are kind of fraternal twins. So we have a blue yarn right here, which is Get Your Sock On. And that is in, I believe the color is Fall Sock. That's what I've been saying. Gonna focus. Hold on, let me see if I can get you to focus. Oh, or not. We're not gonna focus at all. Trust me when I say that it is called Fall Sock. Anyways, that is what the blue is, and that is what I had and sent to Shelly. And then the beautiful purple variegated that's right here is Sweet Tea Yarns, and that is in Blackberry Sky. I can never remember its name for some reason, but that is Molly's tag. So those were the two yarns that I used for the socks, and I decided to do a stripe on them. I actually used both of these yarns in my Bluegrass Shawl as well, so I used them in that and another one, and now I have some 10 gram minis. Yeah, 10 gram minis for whenever I do a swap that they'll be in. But I really like how these turned out. They're kind of funky, and it almost looks like they're the same yarn, just like maybe self-striping. So I think me and Shelly did a really great job of matching some. We sent them without knowing what the other was sending, so I think we did really well with that, and kind of pairing some yarn together. Some notes on these: I used a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle, Chiaogu Magic Loop, and I did vanilla. So I cast on 64 stitches, and the rows, I think I did 15 for the 2x2 rib, and then what else did I do? Yes, I did like 7 rows of one color, 5 rows of the other, and then swapped it for the other color on the other sock. So yeah, it just kind of looks. I like it when you cut the stripes aren't too perfect, unless it's like a self-striping yarn. Then I want them perfect. But when it's like this and you can't really tell, it's kind of nice to have them a little off. So that is what I did. I also just made shorties because I, again, wasn't really into sock knitting, but I wanted to make a pair. So I decided shorties would probably be my best bet. And I used 25 grams of the blue. It is a little bit of a heavier yarn, even though they're both 75-25. It's definitely just like a little thicker yarn, so I used a little bit more of that. So 25 grams for that, and then 20 grams of the purple, which was a total of 45 grams and a total of, hold on, 201.3 yards. I was like, it was not 2,000 yards, is what it looks like. It's a dot though. So yeah, I was really happy to get these done, get them submitted and all of that jazz, and just be able to participate in Sock Week, which was a lot of fun. I think, if I'm right, Natalie said there was like 3,000 sock entries. Is that what she said, or was it 1,300? It was a lot. There were a lot of sock entries. So that was really fun that everyone was making a whole bunch of socks together. And I really like these. So we will see. Oh, also did a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and did an ergonomic toe on these, just to round out all of the info. I have 2 works in progress to show you. Really, I just have one, but we'll get to that in a second. So after I finished my Salty Air Tee, and then I did the Sock Week socks, I really focused on my Bluegrass Shawl, because as much as I am loving it, it's time for it to be done. I have been working on this since May 16th, and I'm ready for it to be done. So I am using a US 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter for this shawl, and a US 6 4 millimeter for the cast on and cast off. I'm using all scraps, and it is the Bluegrass by Wool and Pine. It's absolutely beautiful and a great like stash buster. So yeah, I can't wait to show you what I've done, because I counted right. I measured loosely right before I started, and it's a lot. So this is all of it. Look at that. But watch, I'm gonna drop it. There's just so much of it, and that's so wild. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick little. Oh, I don't want to hit the mic. Okay, do we see all of these colors? How fun is this? I think it's so fun. I'm really getting close, I think. Yeah, I'm getting close. I would say I am 3/4 of the way done, which I am so excited about. Excuse me. So I think my goal, I said last time, was to do 2 repeats every day on this shawl. And I basically did that. Let me try to think of what I'm trying to say. I succeeded and did more than that in the last 2 weeks. That doesn't mean that I did it every day, but like the last 3 or 4 nights, I've done like, I don't even know how many, maybe 4 repeats, 3 repeats. So it's equaled out to be more than my goal was. And I'm going to show you how far I got. So we see my little Ewok from Simply Serving. That is where I started. That, what is this? This purple round. That's where I started last time. And this is all that I have done since then. So that's 13 inches that I have added to this in the last 2 weeks. I'm really happy with that. I think that's a great number. I'm really loving all of the yarns that I'm using. I think they're just so pretty and it's so fun. And even though I've already used most of the colors 2 times throughout this whole shawl, it still looks completely different. Just because I'm not pairing them the same and stuff like that. So I loosely measured it. I laid it across and measured it really fast, and I'm at about 46 inches, which is really great. I'm happy with that. I think my goal is 60 inches. So if I continue working on this pretty hard and pretty fast for the next 2 weeks, I think I could have it finished in the month of July, which is going to be my goal. So that is my goal, is to finish this month. And I mean, once I bind, all I have to do is bind off and trim my little indies, and it's done. So It's really simple. It's not like I have a whole lot of ends to weave in or anything like that. And this is going to stretch a whole bunch once it's blocked. So I'm also taking that into consideration. So I'm excited to hopefully have this as a finished object next time. It's a fun knit and super pretty, but I'm ready for it to be done because I've been working on it for a really long time. And I'm also ready to put all of these scraps away. It's time to put them away and do something different. Let me tell you though, I'm like completely skipping out on all the info. This is still in my Sophie Allport bag right here. Still got all the same stuff in there. Yarn's ready to go and all that jazz. So yep, it's just the same thing that I've been doing on it. These, let me find. These are the yarns that I have left to do a second time. So yeah, I will probably at least get through all of these and possibly do more. We'll just see how it goes. So picking out colors as I go and trying to make it as random as I can, but it's really hard because I like things to be in order. But yeah, that is my first and very long-standing work in progress. I'm also going to move my little Ewok up so we can see the progress for next time, but hopefully it doesn't matter too much and it's off the needles at that point. So, but I am moving him up just so you know. And then let's talk about this next work in progress. There he is, all moved up. My next work in progress, I've basically just cast on and that's it. I don't even know why I did that. I don't know, maybe I was just feeling like I needed to do it. Anyways, I don't know, but there's not much to show you. I am making the Baby Boys Raglan Cardigans by Sardar. Sardar, I think is how you say it. Sardar? Yeah, that has to be how you say it. Anyways, info here. I'm using a US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter needle, and a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter. I am using my leftover yarn from my Salty Air Tea, and this I feel like it's just going to be the perfect fabric for a baby, and that's why I chose this. When I was making this and knew I was going to have more yarn than I was going to need, I immediately thought about my friend who's having a baby this fall and how I can make him something for out of this yarn for the baby. Yes. So I started this on July 11th, and I'm making the 0 to 6 month size. It's also in my Cottontail Farms little bag. I love this bag. I want another one this size because it's so fun. But this is what I have. Oh, that doesn't look very good right there. What did I do to it? No, I don't know. Anyways, this is what I have, and that's it. That's all I got. I mean, it matches really well. So this is part of the collar. I think I have like 4 more rows before I do switch to different needles and all that jazz. But yeah, that's it. It's been a really crazy couple of weeks, especially the last week. So I just haven't had the brain capacity to sit down and do something different. I've just been working on the bluegrass, and that's just kind of what my brain's needed. So that's what it's been. This did come to Canada with me though. Oh, I think that's why I did it. I cast it on thinking I would work on it on the boat over, and that did not happen. So that's why I cast it on. I should have just brought the bluegrass, but actually I shouldn't have brought anything because I did absolutely no knitting that day. 0. So yeah, that was why I cast that on. It didn't work. So I plan to have this hopefully done. It is knit in pieces and then seamed together, which I'm not too thrilled about. But since it's a little baby cardigan, I think it'll be fine. We'll see what I say next week when hopefully it's done, or next month rather. But yeah, those are the only 2 whips that I have, and hopefully I'll have something new cast on next time to chat with you guys about. I'm still really wanting to make the Palmyra by Wool and Pine, but I'm not sure. Just depends. Depends on if I can get these 2 things done, or if I can get that one mostly done and this one completed. I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I got for right now. So we're just going to move right along into life and kind of chat about just all the things together. I just dropped something. Because life's been crazy. Like I told you guys last time, we just found out we were going to Salt Lake. The contract here had gotten canceled, and we were lucky enough to get a job in Salt Lake rather quickly. That has been also complications on the other things because people can't do their jobs, and yeah, it's just really frustrating. But things have been like up in the air, but it's all good now. It all worked out, but there were days where it was just kind of really stressful and really like frustrating because people just don't do what they're supposed to do, and it's just unfortunate. So I was really lucky. I guess I didn't feel as much stress as I could have, probably as much as Brian felt, because I just was like, you know what, God's got a plan. He's gonna do this. If it comes back and they say, you know, you can't start for 2 weeks after what you're supposed to start, which is what they were saying, then, you know, God will have a plan and it'll be okay. So I was really trying to just trust that it was going to work out, and it did. So thank you, God, for that, because yeah, it worked out, and that's what matters. So Brian is actually currently in Salt Lake right now. He left, it's like yesterday morning. Yeah, he left yesterday morning. I took him to the airport at 3:30 and didn't get to bed till 5 a.m. I was so tired yesterday. But he flew out there to do training, which he did today, which ended up being 5 hours. 5 hours. That's all the training was. So he did that, and he flies home tomorrow. And then on the 20th, which is Thursday, we pack up and leave, and we go back to Utah. So bless his heart, he's gonna have a rough day. He's gonna have a long week of Washington, Utah. So anyways, it all works out in the end. So he's currently there. Then last Tuesday, today's Tuesday, yeah, so 1 week ago, my mom flew in, and she's been with us for this past week. We went to Canada the second day she was here. We took a ferry over, which was not fun at all. So I was thinking it was like the ferry from Bremerton that you take to Seattle, and it was not like that at all. The boat was like doing like this. I had Dramamine, I had anxiety medicine, and yeah, I did not get sick, but I was talking myself out of it very, very hard. So it was a rough ride over to Canada. And I think it's because we were in like the San Juan Strait, and there's like some really crazy currents, I think, on the shipping lanes right through there. And the ship was older, so it was just, yeah, it wasn't the best at all. Not at all, no. But we did go to Victoria, Canada, which is in British Columbia. And we got to take a trolley ride all around Victoria, and we did some walking around in Victoria, Old Town, I believe it was. I went to a yarn shop, which was called Beehive Wool Shop, which was really fun. There was a really cute yarn shop, and the ladies were really nice in there. And I did actually purchase 2 things. So this is my acquisitions for this podcast. I got these 2 little mini skeins. I got Leo and Roxy Basics. I've heard of Leo and Roxy so many times. So none of the main skeins, like the 100 grams, were really calling to me. So I got this one, which is a basic sock in Majestic. And I love this purple. I'm going to use this in my Salty Air Tea. And then I also got this one, which is from Tiny Belle, I think. Yeah, Tiny Belle. And this is in her Hypnosis colorway. It was just another mini that I thought was really cute, and I also thought that these 2 would go together. So they are going to be wound up and put into my bluegrass, and then I'll use them for other things also. But those are the only two things I bought. I don't know. I've been in a couple of yarn stores recently, and nothing's really called my name. I just haven't. Brian's like, buy something, and I'm like, but I don't really. Nothing is really making me want to buy it, so I didn't. So we had a pretty good time in Victoria. We went to the museum there, but it was kind of disappointing. We got food a couple different places, and then we got back on the ferry to head back over to Port Angeles. And the ride back, thankfully, was not as bad as it was on the ride there. Actually, we got like a booth seat that time, so we had a table, and I laid my head down and took a nap. I was absolutely exhausted. We got up that morning, I think at 5:30 that morning to leave, because Port Angeles from Gig Harbor is about an hour and 40 minutes, and we had to be there at 8. So we left at 6. I think we left like 10 to 6. So I got up around 5, and it was just a very long day. And then we didn't get home until I think it was 11:15 that night. But I did film a vlog, and I hope to have that out at some point. I have three vlogs that need to be edited and put out. So bear with me. It's just been crazy. I have a last bit of Washington vlog that I want to do. I have the Victoria, BC vlog, and then I also have the what I knit in a week, which is very old now, but that will be the first one to come out, and I'm hoping to get that out within the next week. So yeah, just bear with me. I just haven't had the time to edit anything. Yeah, I'm trying, but it's just been crazy. Life's been wild. It's just been wild. So yeah, that was what we did last Wednesday, and then Thursday we did nothing because we were exhausted. Poor Brian had to work, bless his heart. But we were all didn't do anything. Friday, I think we went and did some shopping, got groceries, Chick-fil-A, those type of things, the important things. Saturday, we took a trolley and went into downtown Gig Harbor, which was fun. Mom wanted to go down and kind of see the area and go into some shops. And the trolley actually gave her the best route to see all of Gig Harbor, which is where we've been living, and it was really nice. So we did that and then came back and kind of just hung out. Someone's revving their vehicle. But yeah, that was nice. And then Sunday we celebrated my daughter's birthday. Yesterday on the 17th she turned 15, which is so wild. So on Sunday we took the ferry over to Seattle, which was a much nicer ride than the ferry to Canada, and we went to the Seattle Aquarium, which was really nice. We had so much fun seeing the otters and the seals and the puffins, and the octopus was a really big hit as well. And then we ate at Red Robin. We went to a store that she wanted to go to, and yeah, just kind of celebrated her a little bit. We celebrated it on Sunday because Brian was flying out Monday and we wouldn't be able to celebrate on her actual birthday. So yesterday on her actual birthday, we went to the mall up near SeaTac, and we just did a bunch of shopping. We went to Barnes & Noble, we got Cold Stone, and then Olive Garden on the way home. So it was a lot of fun. I think she enjoyed it. She got to spend some of her money, and yeah, just have a lot of fun. So we were glad to be able to do that. Okay, let me see. I have a list here. Yeah, before my mom came, we got a few more things off of our Washington bucket list. So we actually went up to Mount Rainier, which will be part of one of the vlogs, the Washington vlog. We drove up there really early one day and drove around. We didn't get to do as much because it was a Friday and it was really busy, and we just don't do crowds. We're like, whatever, we're just not going to do that. So mostly we just rode around. We did do a couple of hikes, but yeah, ate some food right outside and did stuff like that. So I cat. I don't know why he is freaking out. But yeah, it was nice to be able to see the mountain. We got about as close as you can get without actually doing hikes, so that was nice. And then we also went over to Bainbridge Island one day. Bainbridge Island is about 30 minutes from us, I think. Is that how far? 30 or 40? Something like that. And you just take a bridge. You didn't have to take the ferry, which was nice. You can take the ferry, but you have to go to Seattle to do it. It's strange. So we went there, and I'm also putting that in the vlog, hopefully. But it was really nice. Brian's family has history on that island. They had his great-grandmother who lived to be like 95, I think, or something about that age. She was such a sweetheart. I knew her, and she got to meet, I think, all three of my kids. And she was such a sweetheart, and she was originally from Seattle. So her family had, I believe, a like beach house or some kind of vacation home or something on Bainbridge Island. So we just wanted to go and kind of check it out and see what it was like, and see why she loved the area so much. So that was really pretty. However, I am very clumsy, and we were walking down a gravel like path, and I slipped and I beat up my foot really bad. So when I slipped, my foot went like backwards and behind me, so like I landed on it and kind of rode my foot down the gravel. And yeah, that has not been fun. When we went to Canada, it swelled up like 3 times the size because I was walking on it so much, and we have done nothing but walk everywhere in the last week. Like, I have not walked so much in such a long time. So I've been having to wrap it and keep medicine on it and stuff like that. And it's finally getting to the point where I can walk around on it and it not swell with not being wrapped. But it's still pretty painful. It's taking forever to heal. It's been a week and a half, and it still is. It's like in that healing phase where it's itchy, and it's right in like the crevice of my ankle and the top of my foot. So every time I move, it like pulls on it, and yeah, it's just I'm like that. I don't know why, but that's not been fun at all. It was like the worst week for that to happen. But it is what it is. What can I say? So that's basically everything, I think. Yeah. I think once I get to Salt Lake and we're like settled, I'm gonna get sick because I can feel like I've done so much and my body is just drained, and I feel like once I stop, it's just gonna not be good. So prayers that doesn't happen would be great, because I don't want like a bad cold or anything, but I have a feeling that it's coming on. So next week I'll probably be pretty useless is my guess. So yeah, we have the big move coming up. It's about 12 hours to Salt Lake, so we'll take that 2 days. We're going the same route that we came from when we moved from Colorado to here. So we kind of know the way. It's not going to be that big of a move for us. So we'll be excited to get there, to get settled, and get some waffle love. And they have the best Japanese place there too. And they have In-N-Out. Can you tell we really love food? Like, food is the best part of any move. I love it so much. So yeah, that's kind of what's heading our way. Yep. I feel like I'm all over the place and not really I feel like I'm kind of loopy. So I'm tired and not that prepared. So this is what you get. What we've been watching. So I finished watching all the Downton movies and all of the seasons, and I was super sad when I finished. I felt like just turning around and starting it all over again. But I didn't. So we'll see. But I am trying to think of what to rewatch, and I'm thinking Doctor Who might be the answer to that, because there's gonna be any new TV this fall with all the strikes and things. So I think I'll just start rewatching some things. I thought about Call the Midwife, but I've rewatched that before, and I don't think I want to right now. I don't know if I can put up with the emotional damage that it will give me rewatching them all. So maybe Doctor Who. I am also watching Grantchester. I've seen the first episode. I love it. It's on PBS. It's such a fun, like, murder mystery period piece, and they've had quite a few seasons. I'm not even sure what season they're on. And then Brian and I have Endeavor to finish watching. We watched the first episode of the last season, and we have 2 more. And I don't want to say goodbye to Morse. I love Sean Evans. He's so amazing. But yeah, I heard that they ended well, so I'm looking forward to finishing it. I've also been watching Outlander. The season, it started, I don't know, we're on like episode 4, I think, or something. So that's been good. I feel like the season's a little jumping all over the place. I'm not sure. Like, they've skipped a lot of time. And I'm like, these people are getting old and they don't look old. That's what happens with TV. But yeah, that's been pretty good. And then I introduced my mom to Jenny in Georgia. She wasn't so sure about it at first, but I think she's pretty into it now. I think we'll finish the first season tonight before she heads home tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we've been watching. Yeah. Oh, and I did want to mention the Chosen, that I love so much, that is like about the Gospels and Jesus and his disciples, is now on the CW. So if you have been thinking about watching it, you can set your DVR to record it. It comes on, I think, Sundays on the CW, and they're going to be showing all 3 seasons that are currently out. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to check that out if you're interested. It's a really great show, and I really enjoyed it. I think we're going to actually rewatch it again. Alrighty, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you next time in Utah. And yeah, I hope you all have a great July and finish up your summer. I know some kids go back at the beginning of August for school, so if that's in your household, I hope you guys have a great last couple weeks of summer. For all the rest of you, you have quite a ways probably still to go, but I hope it's not too hot where you are, and that you're just having the best time. So I will see you next time, hopefully with some finished objects that have been on the needles for a long time, the bluegrass. But yeah, see you then. Bye. The children are running around outside. Those are not my children. But they are always outside. They are always running around, and they are always screaming, and there are never any parents. So if you're in a campground, don't do that. So hopefully they won't be too distracting. Maybe I'll put my head there. Okay, let's do this. My next finished object, and only other finished object. Sorry, I lost track of that. My next. That wasn't really great. Bethany. Oh, that wasn't great.